Hey guys, it's me, Trevis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're locking in today. Yesterday we had a great show. We hit every single play that we talked about on yesterday's show. Had a show sweep, which is always a nice thing to do, always a nice thing to have. So if you locked in yesterday's show, congrats. You now covered, I was going to say your first month of premium, but we actually had one of our subs parlay them together, and I think he put, or one of our non-subs parlay them together. I think he did like $80 on it, and so his payout was, I believe, half the cost of an annual pass. So he actually, following the plays from the show, paid for half of a year. So he covered 6 months of premium. So that's essentially what you're trying to do here. You're trying to learn how to use PlayerProps.ai while through me showing you how to use PlayerProps.ai. So once you start hitting from the free access that I'm already giving you, then you upgrade and get full access to everything. That's kind of the path of what you're doing here to enhance your sports betting experience, and of course greatly reduce and minimize your losses. This is the first time tuning in, welcome. Make sure you do the bare minimum. It costs you $0. You have to first subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the bell icon, that's notification, so every time that we go live, you guys are the first ones to see it and lock in the plays. We did have a lot of people who watched the show relatively late because they're not subscribed, and they in the comments they're like, hey, these aren't available anymore, or these lines aren't available. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I've been telling you a million times. Click the bell notification icon, so when a show drops, you're the first one to see it. You want to be the first one to lock the lines in. Click the bell notification icon after you subscribe. The second thing you do is you go to playerprops.ai. You can go on your favorite browser. You can type in playerprops.ai. It doesn't matter if it's on Safari, Chrome, Firefox, anything. You type it in there, you create a free account, which is what the site you see behind me, and then after you do that, you click Discord in the main menu. Click on Discord, get in the Discord, and then follow the steps in the Gain Access channel to sync those two accounts together, and that's what opens up the channels for you in Discord. So that's what we call the bare minimum. It's easy, it's free, and it shows it's you proving to yourself that you're trying to do everything in your power, again, to greatly minimize and reduce your losses when it comes to sports betting, or just prop stuff in general. So we swept yesterday. I did want to mention that we are extremely close to having the apps out for both Android and Apple. Android, if you've never done an app on Android or Google Play before, they take like an insane amount of time to review and improve. And then on Apple's side, they tell you one thing that you need to tweak at a time. So you tweak it, and then you submit the app again, and they go, okay, we also need this to get tweaked. And so we're doing this back and forth seesaw game with Apple, but we believe we've accomplished all of their issues, so the app should be live on that soon. The reason why I mention these apps is at first it's going to be a game changer for us and for the industry as a whole. There's a lot of people that are waiting on it, and it's going to enhance their experience, whether they're premium already or not. But once the apps drop, we are going to do an insane giveaway. I'm talking like there's going to be a lot of money involved in the giveaway. There's going to be a lot of free access, whether it's monthly and or annual passes will be comped. So make sure that you're in the Discord, because the Discord channel, the giveaways channel in the Discord is where you're going to see all the details for that. So if you're looking to get comped access, look for that, because once the apps drop, we're going to be dropping the giveaway. And then if you're also looking to make a little bit of money on the side, we're going to have money involved in the giveaway too. The specifics will be dropped in giveaways once both apps are live. So make sure you're in the gosh dang Discord. It's free to get in, and I just explained to you how it works. We have two games today for the WNBA. We have my good old Liberty, who are massive favorites, against the Sparks, who unfortunately lost Cameron Brink to a torn ACL on a non-contact injury. I thought it was going to be something super gruesome when I watched the clip, and I don't know, it's like watching a car crash. You're going to have to, when somebody tears something, you have to watch it. I don't know, it's human nature. But I watched it expecting something gruesome, and it wasn't crazy gruesome, but you did see her knee buckled when she was charging the basket. And she knew immediately something was wrong. But yeah, they lost her for the season, but she wasn't like their top player. She was getting a lot of minutes. So I was looking last night before ever looking at PlayerProps.ai to see kind of okay, who's going to get her minutes, and there's two people I believe that we're looking at. I can't remember her name. She's the one that she played in the Chinese basketball league, and she came over from the Chinese league a couple years, 2 years ago. Let me see if I can remember her name, because, like I said, every time I do these shows, I don't look at PlayerProps.ai at all before I do them. I hit record, and then I start looking at stuff so you can see exactly how your brain should be reacting to seeing things for the first time. Because what's the point of me already knowing things and looking at things and researching if you don't see how I went from point A to point B? Her last name is, I think, Yuru, Yueru. So she's going to be getting, what I can now only assume, she's getting injected in the starting lineup and getting starter minutes. That's my assumption based on what the research I did for Camera Brink's lost minutes last night. Okay, enough mumbling. We got a game starting in 30 minutes, so I don't want to target this one at all, the Chicago-Dallas game, because by the time it's uploaded and you guys watch it, it's going to be locked. So let's just solely focus on this solo game here. I want to see... I don't think... Maybe she has no props available because they don't know who's going to be getting her minutes. Yeah, so she's not even on anything yet. But that's just something to keep your eye on. If she closer to the 7 p.m. time, if you see props for Yuru, I don't know what the line should be. I don't know. We'll see what the projections are once they drop lines for her. But that's somebody to keep your eye on as well. But because we don't have that, let's look at things we do have. Okay. Hamby to get at least 1-3 is a 67% implied chance based on what the sportsbooks tell us, even though she got 0 in her last 2 games. She typically gets 1. She's only gotten more than 1 twice in the last 10 games. Let me look at her attempts. How much is she putting up, though? She put up 1 attempt last game? Nah. Nope. No, because we're simply banking on her making her 1 of 1 attempt. No. Jonquil Jones has hit this every game, too. She's putting up 3s more often, and you see here, so she, I don't know what her attempts are, but she is putting up, she's getting a lot more confidence in her shot. So even though there's not a great difference between the projection and the 3 points, I know that she's getting a lot of opportunities. But again, my issue is with the Liberty is that they're 15.5 point favorites. So is she going to get her opportunities before starters get pulled for a massive blowout? How many threes did she shoot up last game? She put up 6. The whole team put up 42 collectively when they lost to Mercury in a very, very close game that I was very upset by. She put up 6, and we needed her to make 2. She has done this 100% of her last 5. Sabrina put up 14 threes, but only made 4 of them. But still, she needs to make 3 here. So something I always try to mention is that this PlayerProps.ai is only like at 1% of what it's going to become. We're constantly adding new things. Like when we first launched, we didn't have a desktop version. When we first launched, we didn't have all of these this collective projections in the last 10 game average. We're constantly adding new things. Something else I want to add is the things that I'm also checking on this during the show that's not currently showing on the screen. Like if she's versing the Sparks, how many 3-point shots did the Sparks allow in their last 10? So like these are her last 10 averages. We know that she's made 2.4 threes on average over the last 10 games. But I want to add something else below here, last 10 opponent average. So over the last 10 games, how many threes have the Sparks allowed? So things like that, opponent historical stuff is going to be included into the site as we continue to build things out. Right now, of course, I mentioned earlier, we're focused on downloading the apps or getting the apps up on the stores. And so once we finish that, we're going to focus on other things as well. And then once we complete our seed round that we're trying to raise, we're going to bring in a lot more devs, and all the stuff I want to build in will be completed in a very short period of time. But until then, slowly but surely. she's projected to get 2.3, so I don't like what the AI is saying there. We fade assist. I don't like assist. Jonquel Jones get 15.5 points. She's got this 80% of her last 5 and 70% of her last 10. She is becoming a beast as of late. Well, she's putting up 3, so that's definitely help. Excuse me. Her 3s are helping her points line. She's getting a ton of minutes. She had 36 minutes last game. But again, is she going to get pulled? So maybe we focus on Sparks players with the massive point spread, because we're assuming that starters for the Liberty aren't going to be playing the entire game with the 15.5 line. So she's hit this 3 of her last 5 games. And when I say hit, she's gone 16 or higher on a 10.5 line. And when she's missed, she bubbled in her last game, and she severely missed in the Seattle game. My question is she getting starter minutes? And also, is she a forward to begin with? If she's a forward, she might be taking Brink's time. She's a starter. She's a forward. When Brink left early, Brink only had 4 minutes before her knee blew out, and Jackson had 25 minutes. 7 field goal attempts, made 3, finished with 10, which is where she bubbled. So yeah, so Seattle. So this game, she only had 16 minutes played. It wasn't foul trouble either. And then the Las Vegas game that she hit, she only had 23 minutes and she still hit. So in the last 3 games, she's gotten at least 25 minutes or higher. And all she had to do was make one more shot here, one more free throw, she would have hit. So I don't hate this. And the fact that Brink, again, wasn't their star player when she got hurt. So I feel like just the absence of her should still make this a more likely scenario for her to get some enough time to get that. And I like the 56% implied chance that the sportsbooks are giving us on that. So Rakea Jackson, 10.5. Man, FanDuel doesn't have a lot of stuff available for this game. Points and rebounds. Just look at rebounds. Pop it up here again. So I feel like the AI is saying that she's going to be getting the bonus from Brink not playing. Rebounds and assists. Rebounds and assists for Sabrina. Let me look at her last game real quick. Seven rebounds, 8 assists. She's got 11.5. Yeah, she's hit this. She's cleared this by a few in the last 3. Does this mean she's crashing the boards more or just getting more assists? We've seen her last 10. She's averaged 5.6 assists, and she's averaged 5.4 rebounds. Hooked here, barely missed here, barely made it here. I think this was a blowout. So, hold on. Were any of these last 3 games blowouts? No. None of the last 3 games were blowouts. The last time they blew out was the Dream, which is where she missed here. And then Chicago before that, another blowout. So yeah, don't touch her in blowouts. Man, I don't see any. The only Sparks players that FanDuel is offering us are Hamby. And let me look at DraftKings real quick. Yeah, so that's the only, man. I don't want to force something. Let me see Hamby's. So right here you can look, you can see all of her stats by typing her name up there. The only thing that we favor going over is Hamby's threes, but she doesn't put up enough attempts. So let's actually look at unders. Let's look at unders. Well, it would have to be Hamby. Oh, she doesn't have any assist props. Yeah, so because okay, there's a first game. Again, I don't want to pick the noon game because I don't want to put you guys in a position where you're like, oh, you picked it, but we didn't have an opportunity. I want you to have an opportunity to put these in. Just because FanDuel and DraftKings suck right now, and they're not giving us too many Sparks players because they're not sure about the Brink injury, what's going to happen. And I don't want to give you, I don't want to force a Liberty play knowing that they're going to, well, actually, pause. Hold on. Knowing that they're going to be pulled, let me check. Let me check everything real quick on the underside. Okay, so Brianna Stewart assist is on our ban list because, like I've been saying a million times, that when she passes it, people don't shoot. Like she passes it, and then the people she passes it to pass it to someone else, and they get the assist. Brianna Stewart, even though the last game she had some, but that was a close game, so this would be a blowout. But she didn't even hit this line last game. So because I believe the starter is going to get pulled, let's actually target her under on assist and rebounds, which the sports books are giving a 56% implied. Okay, there's our second play. It took us a little bit to get there, but we're using game script theory here. So game script theory, you should always be using, should always be pointing your mind, how do you expect the game to go? And then you create plays and you look for plays based on that. We expect the Liberty to blow out the Sparks, not only because they're going to blow them out anyway, but because they also lost one of their starters in Brink. They're going to try to figure out who's going to best fit her minutes. So they still have to figure things their side. Liberty's clicking on all cylinders on their side. They're 12-3 in the season, even though they lost a close one to Mercury. But yeah, so we're going Brianna Stewart under 13.5 rebounds and assists. And then we're going, was it Rakea Jackson over 10.5 points. We got there eventually, ladies and gentlemen. So lock those in. Make sure you do the bare minimum, as I said, get in the Discord, and there's going to be a video popping up on the screen right now that explains how you get full access to all this stuff for free without paying a single penny. So make sure you click on that and watch that. Good luck to you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Deuces.